songs, but it works so good for like the AMV that it makes you not hate the song as much.
Weird.
God damn it.
We're talking about Witty Anthony, right? Because I know like 5 Anthonys in a bridging.
So I'm just wondering again. What did you say you were gonna do to Futaba there, Aaron?
Out of it.
It's just got awkward.
I mean, come on, it's just us, man. It's just us right now. You know.
I just said it. I repeated myself.
What was that?
I said I'm gonna snuggle the shit out of it.
Oh, speaking of
bros,
trash,
man.
Speaking of trash, I mean emotos.
Jesus.
Carrie and Eric, do you guys want to voice characters in the worst fucking abridged series ever?
Oh god.
Boy.
I mean, with that.
What's Yarrow doing now?
Oh,
that's just me. No, this is something I'm making, Logan. I don't know, people want me to do the second episode of Aramanga since I did a one-off of it. And I was going to cast... I kind of want to cast Eric as a loli.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He was annoying in fiction.
I feel like possibly streaming a game later today.
So I mean, Aaron just linked a nice video over in the sidebar there with a very cute girl. I'd like to know what would us of friends who are by ourselves, what do you want to do with that girl? You want to hug? You want to snuggle?
I just want to go eat.
It's all just by ourselves here. We can all be honest.
I'm kind
Force her to get better intel.
She not my bae.
Futaba is Logan's silver medal.
Oh,
She
your
is
silver
not
medal.
the
Who's your
cool
gold
goth
medal?
Doctor, so meh.
Yore.
No.
No, he's
we're talking about
strictly
like,
Persona
proper
5.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! What's
you going for Bay Kimmy?
My bae makes me
gold
feel
medal.
sick. Luckily, she used to that.
Oh, Bay Kimmy.
Oh,
Sick with
what?
love.
Tay is Bay.
In my
I like her.
playthrough,
I won't put down anyone else's bae choices, but I like her because apart from like having superpowers, which most of them do, she's like doing legitimately helpful stuff for society, and being a criminal without being like, and if anything goes wrong, I can fucking go inside someone's brain and fix it. Like, I respect her a lot.
So you don't respect the teacher that's trying their best to be a teacher?
She's probably
trying to fuck
actually
students.
She's probably in my top 4. She might actually be in my second. Gotta be honest.
Whenever I did my playthrough, I ended up going with Haru in mine, cause I don't know why she came out of nowhere for me.
Yet. I haven't gotten a Haru yet.
She came out of nowhere, Hawk.
I went with Makoto.
Makoto's very nice.
Yeah.
Is it bad? That's who I guess you would pick, Izzy. Like I've just gotten to her. I'm like, I feel like this would be Izzy's choice because I know you're playing the game.
I like her character.
What does that say
I don't know,
about
like
him, though?
she might be my choice where I'm at right now, but I just really like Tay.
She has a motorcycle.
I will say, like, most of the girls in that game, like the romanceable options, you can't romance any guys. Most of the girls in that game like came out of nowhere. I thought like several of them were just horrible in the beginning, and then they came out to be like freaking
is
great.
clearly best girl.
Ryuji is best.
Oh my
girl.
god, I actually
Aaron,
legit
get
cried.
legs.
I legit cried in my playthrough to something that Hawk hasn't seen yet. So anyway,
Logan,
Aaron,
thank you for not spoiling for me. I love you even more, Blue.
no problem, man.
All right. Aaron, the musician that I contacted about doing the Kick It Up arrangement.
I will say, if there's anything secretive you don't want anyone to know, you probably shouldn't say anything.
Oh,
I'm not looking at your chat.
he said yes. He said yes. It's gonna cost us like $350, but he said yes. But once we have those, we have them.
Mm-hmm.
Should we like talk about audition stuff at all, or?
Keep in mind.
Still
Do you guys have a stream going right now?
Okay, just because it's all of us.
I don't mean like right
just
this
because it's
second.
all of us by ourselves together right now, guys, doesn't mean we should give away all of our secrets to each other. Although, if you have any.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, Carrie, Izzy.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean right this second. I mean like soon-ish.
I have a secret to reveal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't going to.
Yo.
I'll only tell you this in confidence, Tico. I've been having an affair with a German gorilla.
And
He's
True.
wonderful.
does your girlfriend know?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Carrie, Izzy, I'm just gonna
Yes?
slap my resume over to you in your DMs.
Ew.
Subtle. Subtle.
I'm
I
just
just
gonna,
needed
Just
everyone
just
to
slap,
know.
Yeah,
just gonna
like you
slap
get-
this right there.
Dude, I'm gonna have like a whole room in my new place. I actually might be able to turn to a recording area.
Solid.
I'm so excited for that.
Oh, did they finally? What happened with the lady with the cats or whatever?
I have no idea what's going on. Basically, my landlord is living in the house I'm going to be moving to. He is still going to be living in said house for another month, but I get my own room finally.
I'm just glad that you actually have somewhere to go.
Yo, right? God.
Best
Yeah.
part, I won't have to share a bathroom with 3 other men.
That's cool.
Aw.
Yes.
I didn't know.
I'm excited about that.
But yeah, fucking Aaron, I'm gonna leave Discord to talk to you about some promo business stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Izzy, I mean, you can jump into another call if you want to talk about audition stuff real quick.
Sure.
Yo,
Hmm,
Carrie,
yeah.
later tonight, like in a couple hours, do you want to do some game streaming, especially because we need to raise money for music?
Fine.
Woohoo.
It's the only reason you have me move here,
game
isn't
stream
it?
be?
Yeah, I'm exploiting you. It's
This is
true.
the only reason you had me
Anyways.
move here. I thought it was because friends.
And
Yeah,
just,
that's all I
just for
heard. I thought it was
curiosity, just for,
because
Sorry,
friends.
Matt.
just for curiosity's sake, Crow, like what time or where would this stream be?
It would be at for your own curiosity, youtube.com/Blazing Azure Crow, and we'll be trying to raise donations for music that will be used in our Digimon Tribe movie because we're commissioning original music and we need help Okay,
Yo,
God damn you whore.
because our musician wants a bunch of it up front, and I can't just pay him with what we make off the movie. He wants a bunch of it up front, so help would be appreciated. Bye.
By the
Yo.
way, guys, I needed everyone to know that I'm actually Kirito from Kirito Abridged.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I will say I'm looking forward to when it becomes Deku from Kirito Abridged.
Oh my god, right?
God.
I'm so
Deku
excited.
Abridged.
I'm not gonna lie, like legit, every day I get at least one comment. Hey, it's Kirito.
Yep.
I'm so
I just smile. I'm like, oh, that's really.
It just
cool.
makes me wonder, like, who is more popular, you yourself as the abridger or your abridged Kirito?
Probably Kirito.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
Kirito, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Considering that's what so many people call me.
No.
It's Kirito from
Dude, I'm
Kirito.
the same. I'm a bridge Asuna. Same, like fucking refs.
We'll escape it
Oh,
one.
you're a bridge too far.
Yes.
That
Bridge
title
far.
I'm super proud of, though.
Oh, I just heard from Finn. Wait, does Kirito is Emerald from Asuna abridged? What?
Perfect.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, is
So
you
I'm
have to
going to jump
recording
on this
this?
call, do some work stuff, and then I'm
One
gonna
sec.
go into Logan's awesome jacuzzi bath because
One
fucking
sec,
blue.
Carrie.
Just-
Sounds weird.
Enjoy the bathtub while you can. I will be moving in shortly.
Should I just call you on Discord, Carrie, since
That is
we're already
my bed.
Bullshit. I'm leaving. I love all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Izzy,
here? Ah,
Would
oh,
you-
sorry.
would you be able to record one day this week? I was trying to grab you and Carrie before you go because I kind of need to record both of you.
I'm not totally sure. 'Cause we do have
I
quite a
have-
bit to get done.
I have Monday, and then I'm basically just moving all week.
Might be. I think we're supposed to do some scripting on Monday with Graham.
Does
Mhm.
Izzy is Karen from Something Witty Balls Deep abridged?
Oh my god. Yeah,
The rumor come out.
I'll have to check my schedule and get back to you on that one.
Okay,
'Cause
man.
I think there might be other stuff we're doing on Monday, but I'm not sure.
Alright.
See you guys later.
Later.
Bye.
So, Eric, do you want to voice a loli?
Fucking why not?
Like, I know it's weird, like, me asking randomly like this. It's just, I have, like, zero free time nowadays. So if I know the person I want to work with's around, like, fuck, I'm just gonna ask.
I just
Sure.
love the fact that I just finished Manga Sensei. Like literally
hate this
literally
series
like
so-
yesterday or the day before.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie, I hate this series so much. I've never paired something I
Why?
actually hated.
I didn't watch it myself. I watched two people review it every week for like 40 minutes at a time. I understand the story,
But it's cute
but
though.
there is none. No, it's bad, and you
I'm not
should
gonna lie,
feel
Eric.
bad for liking
I
it.
literally have 2 drafts of the script. One where this lowly is a dude. One where it isn't. Mainly because I just want to work with you in something.
like.
I like fuck it.
It's
I'm just turning this
bad.
character into a dude. 'cause I wanna
Aaron,
work with
defend the
Eric.
lollies.
It's
Aaron won't
worse.
defend the lollies.
It's
Nope.
worse than Sword Art Online. It's horrible. Stop liking it, Deco.
I like it.
I'm worried about you.
I will say,
there's
I
nothing to
can't
like
think of
about it.
another. I can't think of another anime where a character has a 2-minute monologue about how much girls her age, which is by the way 11, love dicks.
What?
Yeah, the
That
first-
yeah.
that character's
second
weird
fucking
though.
episode, I had to fucking stop because the second episode opens with the class president for the Little Sisters group or whatever going on a 2-minute monologue about how much her and everyone her age, again, 10 and 11, they're first year middle schoolers, love dick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm on a watch list now. I got the Prisma Alien and then get too creeped out.
You didn't get too creeped out from Prismalia?
I haven't even seen Prismalia, and I got creeped out by it.
Okay, I haven't watched the second season where shit gets weird.
I've
watched
only
the
First,
seen-
the
Oh,
first
second
fucking
season.
episode
Season.
shit gets weird.
What's
I
that?
The first fucking episode of season 1 shit gets weird.
Mm.
I've seen a GIF of like a beach thing for that show, and I'm like, no, this is not what I want to watch.
Oh.
I think you know what I'm talking about. I think.
I can guess.
No, thank you. No, I don't need to be placed on a watch list.
You're
I'm
probably already
on
on one. Emerald.
several of them.
Let's just be honest, man. You're probably already on one.
At least not for that.
I'm just glad I got my footage on while I was living with my friends, so it's not on my record.
Good.
It's on his.
Yeah.
That's
It was
my
a good
friend's
episode,
problem
though,
now.
I gotta say. It's
Hmm?
pretty good.
I just remember, like, he saw the episode. He's like, "You got all this shit while you're living with me, right?" Yes. Am I gonna get arrested? Maybe.
Goodbye.
Like, he was just looking over while I was scripting the second episode. Like, I was watching it. He's like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Why is this a thing?
Make
I
this
just
not
love
a
the
thing.
writer of this series. His little sister is actually an artist.
Hmm.
An erotic artist at times, too.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
She
yes.
refuses to speak with him after Manga Sensei was published. She's like, "All right, Orimo's word enough. I'm done. You're literally writing manga us now. I'm leaving. I will never see you again."
Yeah.
He actually, didn't he actually like joke about
it-
that
it's
too?
in the same
Just, like,
universe
she'll
as
come back?
Orimo. Same writer, same universe.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because at the end, the ending of it showed the other characters. Spoiler.
You know, Orimo people show up in it.
Mm.
I just no.
It's
I
just
didn't
so-
watch that one. I didn't watch this one. I don't want
I
nothing
didn't
to do
finish.
with it.
I didn't finish Orimo.
I love for like everyone just assumed Orimo was gonna have like a, oh yeah, they'll both get wise to it. And
Oh
end up
no,
with
they
someone
didn't bitch
else.
out.
Nope, they didn't bitch out. I'll give them that credit.
Like that's the biggest thing I can say for them. Like they're like the only one that's done this that never bitched out. First off, blood related. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. But in Orimo, they're blood related. I
It's
never
just
watched
like
Orimo.
it's just
but
like no.
my
This is blood related.
watched it
They like
religiously.
each other. Freaking didn't bitch out.
I just remember I remember when the episode aired. One of my roommates
That's a
like
good
was obsessed
episode.
with the show and watched it religiously. He just cried, "No! Why?" The worst part was his little sister was watching it with him.
Oh God.
I just saw her. I was in the living room doing something. His sister just walks out and just sits on the couch. I'm like, "What's wrong?" Our emo ended. Okay. Did you like it? No.
Oh.
Her voice just got husky. She's like, "No." I'm like, not gonna ask you
Okay,
about
I've heard
that.
something about.
I'm glad I don't have a
Basically,
little. I'm glad I don't have a little
what-
sister.
I'm
What's
just.
the ending to Orimo? Like one line. What is it?
Hmm?
What's is it like they get married or some bullshit?
Yeah, they get married at the end.
I feel so happy to
Oh,
not I feel so happy to not have a little sister because that makes me enjoy Emoto culture so much better. Because I'm pretty sure if I actually
Yeah.
had a little sister, I would not enjoy this type of stuff like nearly as much.
Like, Bakemonogatari had a really good line about that. Which Bakemonogatari goes into sister shit later on too.
Yeah.
But before they went to that level, Bakemonogatari, like the Aragi, the main character, had a line. You know, the only people who enjoy the little sister stuff are the ones who don't have little sisters.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been my
Definitely.
excuse. I mean, what?
I need to watch that series.
Monogatari's pretty damn good.
I've
Weird.
There
heard-
are like a
good.
bunch of different.
Yeah, there's
they
a lot
all-
of different ones.
They all end in
People are
Monogatari,
being
though.
loud. I'm gonna go
Where
see
they
what's
go.
going on.
Yeah.
I'm also hungry and I heard dinner's ready, so I'm
The
gonna go.
release for
Alright,
anyone who
later,
wants to
Emerald.
watch Monogatari, the
Later.
release later, Emerald. For anyone who wants to watch Monogatari, the release order is Bakemonogatari, Nisa Monogatari, Neko Monogatari, then Monogatari season 2, then the movies, which is technically actually the first story in Monogatari, and then the new series is about to come out.
Okay.
It's a really good series. Like, it's some of the best animation you'll ever see in it,
Oh yeah, I've seen clips and shit from it.
which is good
Probably
because
won't watch it because it's not an English thing.
yeah. Also, it's one of the most dialogue-heavy series you will ever watch.
Oh man, I Death Note was my jam. So
I
think I'm
enjoy
very excited for that.
a really smart series. Like I really do. Like I enjoy
Monogatari
like
is a very,
wordy. I
it is a
enjoy
very smart
wordy series.
I'll give it that. It's very smart. The characters are very dynamic, very interesting, and most of the series is nothing but conversations between two characters, and just two different characters each time, and that's what drives the plot. Just people discussing their viewpoints on situations. That's the majority of the series. And it's one of those series that it's almost impossible to really translate to English because a lot of it revolves around word gags that only work in the Japanese language,
Yeah, that's the thing.
which makes it really hard to translate.
They used
I
to,
met the
they
guy
used to
who-
just do it like when like some sort of word gag or something happened. They used to just like put like on screen just like this is why this is funny.
Yeah, like they
Sometimes,
actually
yeah.
do that on the Aniplex release.
Yeah.
I spoke with the guy who's in charge of the translation.
I knew that
department for Aniplex
I knew
at
that one
con.
company did it. It was Aniplex. I knew one company used to
Yeah.
do that.
What's the
Yeah,
weirdest thing,
Aniplex
like,
did it. ADV did it. Geneon did too.
The weirdest thing I think I saw an example of was in Clanad. They had there was like a language based thing in there where someone wrote a message to one of the characters in English,
Mhm.
and it's like they have all the group is all gathered around and waiting for them to read it, and it's like what? Can't you read it? It's like, no, you think I can read English? We're speaking English.
See, that's why I like one of my favorite series is Macross. In the original Macross, the canon language they speak is English. It's a UN sponsored ship, so most of the crew is either American, British, or Japanese.
I'm sure
Second
all the actors
series-
that got to play those parts are probably shit at it, though, aren't they?
Yeah, like they speak Japanese, but quote unquote in universe, it's English.
Okay, I get that.
Like all the text is in English, stuff like that. And when the movie came out, the opening sequence is entirely in English,
Oh,
with a few Japanese voices in the background to to highlight the fact that this is a predominantly English ship.
Mm.
Yeah, the captain's Italian, but he knows English. Half the crew are American or Japanese. So it's like a middle ground for a lot of the people on the ship. By the way, the Macross movie is fucking beautiful. It's one of the most beautifully animated, hand-done pieces of animation.
So at this point, I will say we are about 20 minutes into the post-stream chat without actually talking too much about the game.
We're streaming right now?
I want to ask.
Yeah, Blue streams every game.
Eric, actually, since you have never been in these games and never listened to these games before, how you might have thought about what happened today.
I mean, there was a lot of conversations that happened, and those were interesting.
Did you have anything like in particular
weather
that
was
stood out to
really
you? If somebody who
underwhelming.
hasn't seen anything going on?
That?
You say?
Did you have anything in particular that might have stood out to you about either the characters or the NPCs, them as somebody who hasn't seen any of them before?
Izzy was really salty.
I have never loved Izzy more in this game, by the way.
He did
today.
really, really good. I
You killed our friends. Over and over.
Friend killer.
Thanks, Friend Slayer.
I knew for the past 2 weeks I was going to be very salty in this game, but holy crap, Izzy.
Dude, your salt left very quickly.
I couldn't
Just trying to
keep
get
it
it
up
out from
after
last
seeing
night.
all of that. I
Just
couldn't
taking
keep
it out
the
from
salt
last
up
night when
after
it's
freaking punch yourself in the face.
Who was the guy that punched himself in the face, or had someone punch him in the face? What
that
was that guy?
was-
Tobias, he's a new NPC.
Yes.
He's basically
Okay.
probably
We've
he's probably an
known
archer
about him
class
for,
servant
like-
in this world.
We've known about him for like 4 or 5 games, but we've just now met him this game.
Yeah.
Okay, he seemed pretty
Like-
cool.
He's able to launch arrows, like hugely devastating arrows from like
Really far
50
away.
miles away.
Oh,
So like we was first introduced and did that and caused Blue here to have to kill my character and Doc's character. I was like, you know what, this guy's probably gonna be a servant. Basically what it was, our two characters and the main villain so far, she had chained herself to us, and nothing they could do could really save us.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Duncan
I
was
got
like,
it in the.
I had to
preview
let
that
them go
you
over
gave.
the cliff and then they die.
yeah, basically Duncan was like, did you two know the risk coming in here, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I'm like, yeah, we knew what's going to happen. Doc's like, I don't really want to do this. So Duncan has a guy blow up the cliff face that we were all hanging over, so now we're just over nothingness and falling. Blue saves us, and is like, well, if I save you guys, the villain's saved. My character's like, just, you know what? I know the risk coming into this place. Just let us die.
The biggest thing
And
that
she
actually is
did.
bringing her back up as well is just she had the ability to take out all of my health basically in
In
a
one,
single
like,
hit, and I had like extra health on there. So me, Isla, and Ian were in complete 100% danger if we would have brought her back. She could teleport.
Yeah.
She could do all these.
And
different
I had
things,
the
and it's just
lowest
like
hit-
this is the one way we can get her down
If
without
she could
losing
teleport, then
anyone
why
else.
didn't
And it's
she-
like maybe they'll.
No, she has to,
survive.
her teleportation kind of worked like, you ever play Final Fantasy 15, Eric?
Or played a Final Fantasy game.
Okay, in Final Fantasy 15, like, the character can, like, throw a sword, and where it lands, he'll teleport to. That's kind of her.
Okay.
She
I
didn't
guess-
have any actual ground to latch onto to teleport, so she was stuck.
I was more comparing
Trying
it
to hold us hostage,
I was more
got her
comparing it to
stuck.
the fourth Hokage in Naruto because he could do something similar as well.
I don't remember much about Naruto.
He could like throw a kunai and teleport to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically that. Which is
So-
literally the same thing from Final Fantasy 15.
Basically, what had happened was the dog jumped in the pool after a ball. And my sister had to go in fully clothed to save the poor little thing.
Oh no.
Ah, Jesus.
This is why you should teach your
Poor
puppers to swim.
dog?
We're not really sure how old she is,
I'll be right
but
back.
still, I can't believe she did that. She's not jumped in it before, but I guess she really likes her tennis ball.
She really wanted that ball, man.
She did.
Well, as the two people who are completely, you know, kind of dead and stuff, going into this game into a new arc now that your characters are no longer around, how did you guys feel watching this game?
I thought it was fantastic, except for how assholey people were being, but it was completely in character, so I understand. But I'm still gonna be disappointed in them.
They did.
Because
There was a ton of salt being thrown everywhere. I thought I was gonna be like the most salty person in the game, and I just couldn't keep it up because
You could not keep it up. You're too nice.
no, it's not even that. It's just so much more was coming from like Ian and Isla. I was just like, I don't know what to do.
To
Like,
balance it out.
I will
So,
say,
like,
I'm
I
kind
broke
of
a chair
sad
and then I
y'all
was
didn't
done.
visit
That's
the- I am slightly sad that y'all didn't visit the place where Lorenzo died.
Here's the thing. I was planning on going back to the castle and talking with the new lord, but like Duncan's like, we need to get out of here. Like, no, because like I still wanted.
Yeah.
to,
Yeah,
I
they
still
probably
wanted
would have
have,
tried to
like,
kill you guys.
I still wanted to tell the new lord about the person that helped us out in the jail and be like, release that guy. You know, he didn't do anything.
Mm.
Yeah, but still, that guy wanted to be in there. He's free to go. He just doesn't want to.
Well,
But
that's what.
also-
Remember?
Yeah.
Pico,
What's up?
you forget my character's not actually dead. Alquan just kidnapped me again.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that your soul is with Alquam. He claimed it, which kind of makes me think you're dead.
I mean, I might be able to come back.
That's true.
There's no like comic book logic. There is no body.
Here's my my theory on Alquam here. He had branded all of us, and all of our souls or bodies have been he reclaimed them after we die, which means that whenever Martin's original body disappeared after we put him inside of Robin, it probably went to Alquam. Same thing with you. Like, that's what I'm thinking at the very least. Like, but I'm thinking that
it's like the way-
either Lorenzo's soul / body is there, or because he blew himself up, maybe it can't be there. Who knows? But that's just my thoughts
Maybe.
on the matter right now.
I'm guessing because, I mean, this is a bit meta. Because remember, my character, when we're following some of the magic carpet
Mhm.
through literally the only good role I've had in like 5 games.
True.
Yeah.
Did you
I
curse
can see
yourself
that.
And
again?
he, seriously, like any virtual dice hate me. But the way, remember, Logan said he's going to interpret that a bit differently.
Mm.
I think that means my body was just whisked away.
Maybe.
I don't think I'm actually dead. It's a very gray area, and I don't want to like directly. Like Logan says, I'm like dead but not dead.
We'll have to see with we'll have to
Yeah,
see what
I
happens.
don't want to
pretty
get too
sure
meta
that-
on it.
I'm pretty sure if
You
we're
know?
gonna gain any knowledge on it, it's gonna be whenever Gael goes to that shrine.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I was told to give him like advance notice if I'm going to miss a game.
Mm.
Like, hey, is it cool? Do I need to be around this game? Type deal. It's like I don't want to get too meta, but I'm guessing I might maybe force ghost my way in at the very least.
Hey man, I have no
Like,
idea. All I
you
know is
must
whenever
go to
whenever
the Dagobah
whenever
system.
Stonemwalker saw you in that vision, she was just like, how many more of us are you going to take? It's just like that's how she took it. Like it's just
Yeah.
like you're dead and he's taken your soul basically.
I don't know. If I end up getting summoned as a servant in the latter part of it as Eric,
That'd be neat.
it's gonna be so sad.
You'd be someone as
I don't know.
God.
Eric has everybody always complains about Lancer luck. Eric has assassin luck.
Mhm.
Like Fate Zero assassin who dies every time one of them shows up.
Oh, God.
All right. Well,
Thank God there's all
hungry,
50 of them.
so-
Yeah,
See
you
ya,
go
Emerald.
you go and eat Emerald.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later. It was fun.
Thanks for the
Nice to
second
meet you,
goodbye.
Eric. Bye-bye.
It's one more goodbye than we
Bye.
gave you when you die.
It really is.
Yeah. Rip. Rip Lorenzo.
Ripperoni.
Rip Eric.
Ripperoni.
And rip Robin. Rip.
This is good.
Why?
This is so confusing.
I still wish we should
It is.
wish we could have burned
Man,
Robin.
Yeah. It is really
Every
confusing though,
single
Eric,
service says
because
Eric. I'm like, what?
yeah, like when you joined the game, I was like, this is gonna be awkward because Logan refers to us as our character names.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is
It
gonna be
makes sense.
Yeah, every time we're talking about dead Eric, it's like is he talking to me? Is it...
I never existed in this world, so what are you talking about?
Yes.
All right, later, Finn. Have a good day, man.
Bye,
Well,
Finn.
bye,
See you,
Finn.
buddy.
But yes, this game, a lot happened. It's mostly just to like set up the what we're gonna be doing for the rest of the arc, which is gonna be great. I think that it's gonna be a lot more complicated than we think it's going to be, just by what we're probably gonna be gathering in the inn with the people of Kieran. But I don't know. It just seems like right now. It's way too simple. There's no conflict. You have to see what happens.
Yeah.
We're just trying to give this dude a break. I don't think he's gonna be getting it though.
No,
My
Oh,
thoughts. I
Blue,
don't think
did-
he's getting that break.
probably not.
Who's not?
Tobias, the new
Oh.
NPC. He's supposed to be wanting a break or something. We're supposed to be giving him a break. I don't think he's getting it though.
Yeah, like we're gonna be like, or not we, you guys are gonna be giving him a chance to take a rest to help out with shit.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Sasaki wants to get his murder boner going and see what's going on with fighting a servant.
Like I said in game, and then they bang.
And then they bang.
Hard. Hard.
I will
Oh,
say,
sex.
when Izzy was like demanding he punch himself in the face, and then he like snapped his fingers, and that dude showed up. I was like, "What is that? Is that the servant?"
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on with that. Like he just manifest. At first, I thought he like manifested some sort of like spiritual thing, kind of like a fae summon creature thing, like I can do. But no, the thing started talking and like motioning, and it's like, oh, that's not that.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but he was like also huge and like buff and shit. So I was
Yeah.
like, that might be
Just
a servant.
was
evidence that he is a servant. He has a thing to do
Aaron!
after the island, after this entire arc. He's like, I have something to do. What could he possibly
Yeah.
have to do?
Who said that?
Duncan says he has something to do.
Mm-hmm.
His marks have disappeared.
Oh,
Who
else
oh my
has
God.
gotten
remember-
new marks?
And remember,
You're saying
Duncan
And
keeps
had their
rubbing
own-
his hand. Duncan keeps rubbing his gloved hand that we can't see.
See, I knew Duncan had seals, but you're thinking he's already summoned then.
Yeah,
I think he is.
Duncan's already an
that's a
master.
servant.
Oh.
God, wait. who
that's
has
my
seals?
theory. That's my theory. Because
It's
think
my
about it. The twins both got fairly well obvious command seals.
Yes.
The twins have. Oh fuck.
But they haven't summoned anything yet.
Yes,
But
in my amazing
when they-
amazing recap, that was when they also got their swords.
when they got
your amazing recap that left out that people had command seals already.
Ian and Isla have command seals,
Well, this
and
will
we think
be-
Duncan does.
this is pre-First War, so no one even knows what they
Yeah.
are.
Mhm.
So they got those, and when they got them, like they were kind of given the option as players. It's like, do you need, like, what do you as a player think about your march from Alquam? And they kind of concede that they're not sure about them. And as soon as they're like, yeah, we don't really know what's up with them, they just disappeared, burned away.
See, that's
So, that's why I'm
also
like-
a thing. That's also a thing I've been wondering. Like, why couldn't like they obviously could have kept both of them, but like, why did
Real
they?
power just overrides.
It does give,
Alquam.
it's essentially a curse. Like Alquam has some measure of control over you,
Yeah.
I'm sure, as long as you have it. I'm sure if you pick a fight with him while you have that on, it's like, well, you lose.
Probably.
So both of the twins have command seals.
Yes.
They have
Oh, that
like
should
they
be
have
fun.
mirrored command seals. They'll likely be operating with one servant between the two of them.
I'm just wondering who Tobias
I
would
thought-
be
how many seals do they have?
historically.
Hmm? Oh, there can be up to 7 servants plus whichever other.
Well, I
kind of
thought like
extra
you had
crazy
3
room.
command seals. That was the deal for your servant.
They have, yeah, no, they each, like, I think they work simultaneously. If one uses it, the other one loses
Are you
it.
talking about the
Yeah,
twins?
that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't. I know more about
Honestly,
that,
we
but I
don't-
can't actually say anything about that.
I was
But
about to say we don't know yet. I mean, for
but
all
we
we
have
know,
no
Logan
clue.
could have each of them get their own servant.
No, that's what I was thinking, and that should be
Yeah.
interesting if that happens.
But
I
yeah,
do
so that's
know
that's
Whenever,
my
well, the
theory.
thing is, whenever they got their swords as well, didn't they both have like that vision of that one guy? They both had like a vision of like a swordsman.
Fuck.
So I'm guessing that they both will summon that one swordsman.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly
This is so
who.
interesting.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly who Tobias is.
Oh,
Tobias from Degrassi: The Next Generation.
what?
That's just big in Canada, right?
Yes, and they hate it. If we're summoning any,
I've never watched it.
If
I
we're
just
summoning
prefer
any
Mouse
dumb Tobiases, we're summoning Tobias from fucking Animorphs. Okay.
Isn't that was my that was my first guess, but like if I wanted to make a joke about fictional character, but like I didn't think anyone else would remember it.
Tobias was low key my favorite character.
He turned into a fucking Hulk. That's awesome.
I read a bunch of Animorphs, but I hardly remember any of them because the last Morphs book I ever read was this one. Like I think it was either made by the same guy or it was a parody of it called Vegemorphs.
Oh my
I remember
god.
that.
It's called
Yeah,
Vegemorphs, the fungus among us.
The last one I read was when like Tobias got captured and they tortured him for like 3 weeks. And then
I remember
got
he
to
got turned into-
again.
I remember he got turned into a Hulk and was stuck that way.
Yeah, he couldn't transform anymore, and then he somehow got the power back by like finding himself in a dream. So he can transform back into himself for up to 2 hours, but if he does it again, he loses the powers for good.
All right, so we're all understood that this Tobias is Animorphs Tobias then.
Yes, the one who turns into a Hulk. I'm okay with this as a Hulk.
Hulk?
Nope. No matter what
Hulk,
Crow says,
H-A-W-K.
no matter what Crow says, this guy is Tobias from Animorphs.
Yes. Oh, Blue, did you ever get a chance to look at the video thing? The Saber and Son thing?
Oh no, I haven't got to.
You said you'd seen the other ones, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. And the idea that he shot arrows from like 2 miles away, which is basically impossible. They exploded, which is fucking awesome. And he's ridiculously tired because he's been really far away from Duncan.
Yeah, I never put that together. I honestly did not. So like that's probably what's going on, and it's kind of freaking me out that this guy's using a servant outside of a war.
Well, you can summon them whenever.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just
Well, in a place like Adelia too, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Like, I guessed it a while ago. I just didn't want to say anything in case I was wrong, or I didn't want to, spoil it for people watching.
yeah.
There's a
No, and
bird in
again,
the
this is also a
background
theory.
making
Like
noise.
knowing Logan, you could have something completely like, you thought it was that because I wanted you to think that.
In
Turns
reality,
out
he's
Duncan
a
is the
homunculus
servant.
summoned by the Grail accidentally.
Turns out it was fucking the buff guy.
Yeah. See, that's the thing too. It's like he's a servant that can apparently summon other people. That's interesting. If he is a
He's
servant.
likely, if I were
mean,
to
fucking-
guess,
Yes.
since he has a large group, he could be one of the Iga or Koga ninjas, and the people that work with him are all part of the same group. And that's kind of his,
He's-
like he was one of the
it's-
leaders.
So you're thinking
For me,
maybe
with
that
the name,
maybe
I
all of
was
the
wondering
all of the ninjas and all the people maybe are part of his Noah Phantasm, not just that one guy.
Yeah, I think because they can all disappear and shit.
Ooh.
It could be that they're all just really well trained and they just work under him.
Hmm.
But
not gonna lie, like,
my
unless-
thought is that the reason he can do it is because he is an army in himself.
Unless, like, Tobias is a fake name. That's a Greek name. It was like a Greek, not a Greek, it was a
Yeah.
Hebrew name, I think.
If he was an
so I was
archer,
wondering if
though,
it was like a
he wouldn't
biblical
call-
figure. I was like, I wonder who that
It's either as a master, he's particularly unguarded and calls his servant by his actual name, or he's
Yeah.
given him that name.
I figured it's Duncan
The image
giving
is
him
kind
the
of sore,
name.
though, isn't it?
Kind of
Yeah.
wondering about it.
Considering, granted, it's a placeholder, but he does have a katana.
Oh, yeah, Tobias had a katana. I
and-
remember that.
Well, it's whether or not, because that is a placeholder image, but that one kind of points Japanese. Then you have the guy with the clearly
Yeah.
Eastern clothing.
The ninjas,
I think, yeah,
I was just thinking, like, what if he's not the only servant out right now?
Have you guys seen? He could not be, but in Adelia, probably the only one in Adelia.
Well, I guess maybe.
We have another person who knows about servants going after him though, if he is a servant.
Oh fuck yeah! The Sasuke knows about
Sasuke.
servants.
That's interesting though, that Sasuke knows that he's an archer. If that's the case.
Well, I mean, Sasuke also set up Ian and Isla to become masters.
True. So many things,
I had
man.
a thought. Logan told me a while back if my character is, KIA or just didn't want to get involved in the Grail stuff, did he probably have me play a servant? Am I going to be carrying Ian's servant or one of their servants? Weird.
I already made it aware that I wanted to do that since the
Have
beginning.
fun with that.
Like, I had a really long conversation with him about the type of character I would want to turn into a servant. Be interesting. I would go for like a literary, like amalgam character.
I mean, if they end up summoning two servants, I could see that. But since we already kind of saw who they're going to be summoning, I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Aaron. Just
Is that what you're not telling us over here, Aaron?
I have some secrets, but I'm not telling you shit.
But yes, this has been a very interesting game. This has been probably the second most actual Fate-y game in the entire game, or in the entire campaign so far.
Yeah, entire campaign.
Break a chair and get drunk.
Like, I think the most
That is a very Fate thing, though.
I think the most Fate-y thing that's happened so far was when they got their command seals and their catalyst. Before, when Ian and Isla were able to get those swords and the command seals. But this is definitely, like, this is when they actually came out and said it, like, boom, servants, boom, archer, like, yeah.
Yeah. We've had some really good, like, Kara no Kyoke style moments so far throughout the game, though.
It's making me think. He mentioned at one point how many arcs are left in this pre-campaign. I'm not entirely sure how many are left at this point, but we're getting near the end, I think.
We're quite close, yeah.
We have 2 or 3 more villains, like, the generals to deal with.
I feel like the last
left.
arc is probably going to have us take out a couple of them, though. Like, not just, like, leave up to, like, one.
Well, it's going to be Lorenzo's father, most likely, on his own. And then it's going to be the White Mask and the Big Bad.
I'm planning on, once we actually go to fight Lorenzo's father, turning into Lorenzo.
And for you, Eric, Kara no Kyokai is another series in the Type Moon universe, in the Nasuverse. Its English name is, I think, Garden of Sinners.
Yeah,
it's a fucking crazy series. It's really worth to watch.
It is really good. Basically, it was the prototype for.
Did you know the Phantom Thieves? Ryuji!
Like the story one.
Thank you, Zachary Populars, for the sub, by the way. Sorry, keep going.
No, what would you say, Blue?
I was just thanking someone for the sub.
Oh, gotcha. What'd you say, Eric?
Keep going, sorry.
I was just saying that the only not super thing I know is Fate. I don't know any of the others. I don't even know their names.
That's fine.
Honestly, Kara no Kyokai it's also done by Ufotable. It's beautifully animated.
It's a series of movies too, so you can just kind of watch one at a time rather than being like, all right, let's marathon fucking 30 episodes.
The longest one's like, what, 70 minutes? Most of them are from like 45 to 70 minutes in length. Yeah, they're very, but they're released as OVAs, kind of.
But if you just stick to Fate, though, it should still be fun.
Yeah. Even if you don't know that stuff.
There's enough there to keep you busy.
There's enough in Fate alone, you know?
There's enough to keep you busy.
I thought I understood a lot about Fate, and then I started talking to Logan about it. I realized I don't know fucking anything.
I got Crow involved in Fate whenever I first did a Fate D&D ish game years and years ago. After he was in my first 2 campaigns of that, he went off and he made his Fate campaigny stuff that he's did. And I think so far that's gradually his universe has gradually evolved to where we're in this campaign now.
Yeah, it kind of what happens is the original one in this verse was the other game that will take place in 5 years,
Hmm.
The Sweden game, and that one is fucking crazy. And if we'd ever, I don't think we're gonna go back to that table game. So I think he's kind of been like, yeah, I'm gonna logically decide a winner, and the winner's probably not
He-
gonna be a very nice person.
he used to talk to me like we used to like always go back and forth with like trying to make sure that we didn't overlap servants and stuff for our games.
Mm.
Like at one point, it's funny though because at one point both of us wanted to summon a certain servant. And I was like, you know what? I'll summon a different servant. He's like, you know what? I'll summon a different servant. We both ended up not summoning it.
Oh my god.
Like I think we both wanted to summon Beowulf.
Oh man, that would have been a good one.
And then neither
Yeah.
one of us ended up summoning it for our
When I
game.
played this
I'll say-
Melodies game, he had
I will say while you're on the subject, like the different like universes, like your guys' concurrent games. That's
Oh,
one
they
thing
were-
I'm
they were
really glad
completely
about
different,
with I know, but like they're occurring around the same time. Is what I meant.
Well,
That's
they
one thing I
were
like
they were
about-
completely different universes.
Yeah,
They weren't
I
they
get
weren't
that.
involved with each other at all.
That was reminding me of something I was going to say. That one thing I'm glad about, since myself, Logan, and Doc all three are Bridge Fate, that we don't have any overlap so far in our style or jokes or humor. Really, I like that because as a viewer, it makes it enjoyable for me to watch about the other two series. And
I know I've been talking about this for like weeks and weeks, but I still want to get you and Doctor with me,
I do
with me
too.
and Crow and do that big Fate stream where we just talk
I'd
about
love it.
theories and stuff.
Podcasts and stuff. Yeah, I fucking love that.
Cause
Yeah,
like,
like, I
it's one of those things. Is like Doc keeps saying like he doesn't know enough about it. The big thing
He
that I
will
want,
by the end.
the big thing that I want with that big stream is just to have different outlooks, like different people's
Yeah.
opinions and outlooks on like the same stuff. Because honestly, me and Logan share a lot of the same ideals about the Fate universe. Like he likes a lot more of the random like things around Fate, whereas I like a lot of like the more integral like minor things that never get explained in Fate. But we usually have the same thoughts about things, which is why I want to grab other people as well, you know?
I'm just on cloud nine. I agree. Like I'm just on cloud nine right now because my favorite like Fate side story is currently being fucking animated. Like I fucking love Fate Apocrypha. That's one of my
Oh,
favorite
really?
Fate stories, and it's a fucking anime. I'm so goddamn happy.
I got so embarrassed the other day because I confused Fate Apocrypha with Hollow Ataraxia because they both have the weird A names. Because like someone
Yeah,
said
like-
Fate Apocrypha's coming up. I'm like, oh, this one. And they're like, no, you idiot. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Like I would love for a Fate Hollow anime. I don't know if it'll ever happen because the way the game is
I
structured.
know. I was so excited though.
But it's the most fun entry in Fate.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
So the Fate visual novels.
Mhm.
Where the fuck do you get them?
A friend of mine gave me my first one my freshman year of college.
What
you
are
know,
they
you know
for?
any international
It's
friends?
on PC. There's a lot of fan translations out there of them. There's versions with and without the H scenes.
But of course, Hawk, we're not condoning people to go out and find the
Oh,
fan.
totally not.
We're not
Support their
condoning
official
people to go
release
out and
if
get
it
the fan
exists.
translations, even though they're so much easier to get from many different sources and not nearly as fucking expensive as to get you kicked out of your house.
Yeah.
But they are there.
I mean, I don't care. This is your stream, not mine. It's on your channel. Fuck it, guys. Go pirate that shit. Summoner Blue Network endorses piracy.
You're gonna get put on the watch list, not him.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm already on a watch list at some point. All the things I
Dude,
watch.
I guarantee I'm on some sort of watch list for fucking releasing an Arrow manga parody. Because I was going stir crazy. I had to make something.
But
I
yes,
basically, before
if you-
episode
if
6
you
of Fate
ever
comes out, I have to wait for a voice actress.
if you or anyone else here in the chat ever has the chance to play the original Fate visual novel, with or without the
It's
8
an
scenes, it doesn't
experience.
matter. We all know you want to watch the 8 scenes, you horn dogs. But with or without them, it's a very good story, and
Here's
a
the
lot
thing,
of
like-
people, a lot of people, like if you haven't played the novel, you don't know the full story. They mention so many things that wouldn't translate over to an anime very well at all. They get really
also
involved
just a
with
lot
like
of-
the statting systems. They get really involved with like a bunch of different things, and it's
Servant rankings and
yes,
stuff.
it's a very interesting play, even if you don't want to again watch the H themes. It's
There's
very
also a lot of
interesting play on the
little-
Fate
So those are
universe.
very intricate as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that have just been left out of the anime adaptations. Like
Which are understandable.
Unlimited Blade Works is great, but they keep out like all the funny stuff, like Saber being a glutton and learning how amazing modern cuisine
Well,
is.
that's
Yes.
Like
like a
that.
little bit.
It's
They put
not as
one little,
not as
they put one
prevalent
little
as
thing
the
in there,
manga.
but still, they didn't
Like-
completely leave it out.
Yeah, but in the game and even in the manga, that's actually a pretty big part of Saber's character. Just she fucking loves.
Not to mention, we're all of course waiting for the Heavens Feel thing coming out. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
100% with you.
Waiting for it to be made
Most
into a
of what's
series.
in the game is not gonna be put in that.
No, it's not. It's
Oh, it's a
not.
movie, so of course not.
What are making 3 movies out of it?
Oh, they are.
Even with
Yeah.
3 movies, most of what's in that game is not gonna be put
Heavens-
in there.
Okay, like here's the Link to Heaven's Feel route compared to the first 2 routes in the game. It's about as fucking long as Unlimited Blade Works and the Fate route combined.
Mhm.
There is so much goddamn
A lot of
information in
people-
that route.
A lot of people before the the other animes and stuff like that came out considered this the quote unquote true route.
Unadaptable one. It's also like the unadaptable run. It's just
Yeah.
there's so much shit. It also relies on you having knowledge from the other 2 routes because you're supposed to play it Fate, Unlimited, and then Heaven's Feel. Like it
didn't
relies
have
on
to
you
s-
understanding the characterization based on the other routes.
Mhm.
They don't even. What do you mean? They don't establish things? Like what?
Like a lot of the character motivations for some of them are established in the other routes.
They don't bother
they
to
kinda take for
reestablish them in
granted-
Heaven's Feel?
It's kind of the same.
Like, characters will-
It's kind of the same way
Yeah.
in Unlimited Blade Works. Like if you watch through the anime, and I may just be remembering the movies more than I remember the actual series. I don't know. But if you watch through the anime and Unlimited Blade Works, you kind of understand a few of the characters more because you've seen either the original Stay Night or
Yeah.
you've seen Zero. Like one
Yeah.
of the
Because it treats stuff as a sequel to
the biggest
Zero.
shaft, in my opinion. One of the main characters that get the biggest shaft in UBW is Saber.
Oh hell yeah! It's not her route. It's Ren's, and
Exactly.
Ufotable took that for granted.
But it's like
Saber's route
going-
is
going
Fate, which
through-
got a
going
very
through
mediocre
UBW,
anime.
Going through UBW, you only know of that Saber from either Zero again because it's technically the prequel, or
Mm-hmm.
of course the original series that everybody apparently hates now.
'Cause-
But-
Because UBW doesn't give her motivations like Zero and the original Fate anime do. Her motivation, they can't take for granted, like, okay, you know at this point why Saber's doing plays through them in order in the game. You don't
It's one of
know.
the-
They
It's
didn't
one of the
establish
big
that in like the
things-
original show, though, did they?
They did. They go through into
Did they?
detail for Saber's origins.
Well,
like
I
the
mean,
last
it's 'cause
episode.
It's Saber's arc or root, so
Yeah.
they would.
It's one of
Yeah.
the big things that I will always praise the original Dean anime for. Is just you're never gonna get that big shock anymore. You're never gonna get like the mystery of like Fate
Of
anymore
Saber.
from any things like that. Again, just from Saber in particular. You're never gonna
It's one
get
of-
like those big shocking.
It's the worst
reveals
kept
and-
secret in anime.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. But
Yeah.
it was such
'Cause
a
I remember
great
watching-
thing in the game and in the series of just seeing Saber becoming King Arthur. Like the first Excalibur yell of the Dean anime is still like probably in one of my top 10 moments in anime.
Yeah, like the Dean anime gets a bad rap.
Hmm.
In my opinion, my main complaint with it is has horrible pacing, and I just don't like how dull the animation looks.
It was
But
pretty
they
long
get-
ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2006.
It wasn't
So-
amazingly long ago, but they obviously went for a different style.
Yeah, like that was just Dean's animation style during that period, though. A lot of the series adopted a more flat-looking animation.
Most people like hating on Dean because of the memes that came out of Dean, because they haven't actually taken them completely out of context. Like
People
again,
die
most
when
people
they're
just want to hate
killed.
on Shiro, to be honest.
Yeah. I will say Shiro's a lot less hateable in the Unlimited route.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At least the way they adapted it.
It's actually, I completely agree. I love Shiro in the newer adaptation because he has a much more focused and character of Shiro, whereas the original they really made him shonen, like not shonen, but they made him visual novel protagonist.
Yeah. Also because in the Dean adaptation, half of his characterization is, Saber, you need to stay here and do something. I'll go and fight. That's Shiro for most of the fucking anime.
It is, you know, it was a long time ago that I saw that, but yeah, I kind of remember that.
Saber, what did I tell you about women
very
fighting?
Dumb in the Dean anime.
I don't care if you're King Arthur, get the fuck back.
I mean, here's the thing. He's kind of dumb in UBW anyway, but at least we know his motivations in UBW. He's still kind of like, stand back and let me fight things. Only this time we know because he's suicidal as fuck.
Yeah. Aaron,
I
that's
never got
literally... Aaron, that was literally one of the lines I have for the opening scene for my episode 6 of Gate. Saber, what have I told you? The women can't fight? Something along those lines.
So I don't care if you're King England, get the fuck back.
Yeah.
Get inside, make some noodles, have a good time. I'll be back.
I'm a man. I'm supposed to protect people. You're literally the weakest person I know. Yeah, but I'm a man.
No, Shinji. I scared him real
Saber
good.
doesn't know Shinji in my version. I'm keeping continuity with my series so far. In my version, Shinji just kind of walked away.
One of the coolest parts about the original Dean anime, though, is just like the interactions between Shiro and Shinji, where like Shinji was the one person, like the first person we actually thought, yeah, Shiro could kick his ass.
Yeah. Again, like I will give the Dean anime credit. And this is also a bit of a negative against it. It got the characters accurate to the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is why it was a bad thing.
Like, it gives Shiro the generic, hey, this is the right answer for this.
They needed to give Shiro
dialogue selections.
They needed to give Shiro a better character. That is for sure. They needed to focus on it a little bit more. And they did. They did so well in UBW with that. Although I still say I cannot hate the original Shiro. Like he's obviously he's obviously got a lot of problems, and they were much better.
Yeah.
Those problems are much better known and better like voiced in UBW, but I can't hate the original Shiro.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the Persona 4 anime that came out a few years ago?
100% yes. And I know I think I know what you're already gonna say, and I love you if you're gonna say it. Keep going.
In my opinion, the Persona 4 anime works because it picks all the weird options you can make the main character say.
So I've told this to so
okay.
many people. Persona 4 the animation starts out with him just being, again, just look at me. I'm a blank slate.
I'm a video game character.
But the best part about P4, my favorite character in all of Persona 4 is you.
Yeah.
Because by the end of this, he has just his own complete amazing character, complete with funny moments, yes, but also really heart-wrenching moments, and I love him so much.
Like, here's where the anime got great for me, because in the game you have the option. At one point, you can just go like dynamite fishing or some bullshit. I can't remember what it was. It's during Golden Week. You're chasing around a fox, and you have a fishing vest. You just like dress up like in like stereotypical like Southern fisherman clothing, and they tell this entire week from Nanako's perspective, the little girl in the anime. They're like,
those two episodes
you just see
are amazing.
You doing all those weird shit that is entirely optional.
My favorite,
they chose the weirdest options. I fucking love that.
The part where I knew I was gonna love you,
the King's game.
The part where I knew I was gonna love you was whenever they went after the gamer. and he had his first anime only moment, like where he was starting to worry about like his friends leaving him and him having to go home and their entire like way of life changing, and he was gonna miss them, you know. Like that, and that was like my first thought of, okay, they're going somewhere different with this guy. And then again, they brought in. I'm not going to go into too much detail at the end of this series, but they actually gave him a shadow battle. Technically,
they do,
and that is so
really
cool because you don't get one of those in the game because you're perfecto protagonist, you know. But they give him a freaking shadow battle, and it's so cool.
Again, though, for me, what I liked about that anime was you get so many of the little weird moments that you could choose during the game, like the dickish moments. Like everybody in the game's playing.
I should leave him be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're playing that game like you pick straws and like, I am king, you must do what I say. And he's just so goddamn serious and like overly dramatic about it when he gets the king straw.
When you walk,
like, that's how you can play it in the game.
The first little bit of it, like I should just leave him be.
Yeah. I chose that every time. It's great.
But yes, that anime, you freaking awesome. You was freaking amazing. And there's a puppy whining in the background. I'm very sorry, guys. She doesn't like being in her cage. Anyway. She's a very big dog, and she makes very big messes, unfortunately.
To make like a 5-minute tangent, I started tie back in. For me, that's how you can do a game protagonist in an entertaining manner.
Or you can pull a School Days. And with that, I'm going to
every possible wrong choice you can make.
You could just make them a complete shit. You could just make them a horrible person, and it's fine.
And with that, I'm going to go get food. I'll be back.
See you, Aaron. I do feel bad though for the stuff I'm doing in Saber and Son a little bit. Allie had forgotten some of the stuff I had her say as Saber. And she just messaged me after I posted it, because I posted while she was asleep, because, you know, Australia. She's like 17 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
I just get a message, what the fuck did you... I forgot about this. You're going to ruin my reputation. Like, I'm improving it.
Wow. I can't wait to see the video you sent.
You can watch it if you want. It's not I own a copyright for it.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to watch it during the stream.
I gotcha.
Is she like everyone's Saber at this point?
She's not Logan's. She's okay, she was in like 4 Fate series, but I'm the only one left that she's in.
Oh wow, okay.
I've been doing... I'm technically the longest running Fate Abridger?
Guess so, yeah, because Fate Zero's not happening anymore.
Yeah, Zero died, so I'm kind of the longest running. And... I mean, just based off the first episode, Logan's the most popular one right now. Like, his first episode went over amazingly well with, like, everybody. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Mine still gets decent reviews because it's just kind of... I have a much smaller audience base. I mean, that's just to be expected. Docs is really well received also. We're probably the 3 most positively received Fate series. There's a few other ones going on as well, but they don't get as much attention. I mean, I think the only reason I get as many views as I do is because I've been doing it the longest. It's one of those anime. I'm trying to think of some really other popular ones besides yours, Docs and Crows, other than Saro. Yeah. And it's like nothing's really coming to mind, at least recently. Again, because like me and my series and Saro started this like the same year. Fate wasn't that popular back then. It wasn't mainstream. Now Fate's become mainstream in the past like 2 years. Fate's become something. Okay, it's not necessarily mainstream, but it's more in the consciousness of casual anime fans.
Okay.
It's one of those things like more people are aware of. It's kind of like how I'm trying to think of a good comparison. It's kind of like how Bakemonogatari and its stuff became got into public consciousness in like its 2nd season. people were like, "Oh yeah, this is really good," and then suddenly just blew up over in Japan and among American audience. Like after Madoka came out.
I'm trying to see, like, you have me curious now. I'm trying to see
Like I do actively watch other Fated Bridge series because
Well,
I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of the year that I started my first Fate game, the one that I got Crow into Fate with. I'm trying to find the year that I started that.
I am
I'm
slightly
looking at
annoyed
all
there
the old
there are
documents,
3
trying
other
to see.
channels out there that have my stuff uploaded to them now. But since I don't own the copyright for the parody, there's nothing I can really do unless they're monetizing them.
I think as far as my documents here are concerned, like the earliest I have recorded is 2009. Whenever I started that Fate game.
God, that was that was when I played my first
That was a long time ago.
Novel, visual novel. It's pretty cool though.
I would fucking love to play a Fate game, but I don't have a PSP and I don't do PC games, so.
Do you have a PS4?
Do not.
Oh.
Well, yeah, PSP.
No.
Okay.
PSP would be good because Extra is actually pretty fun.
Extra is a really fun game. Thing is, if you ever wanted to pick up the Fate visual novel, it doesn't take much to run. It was made for a much older PC.
Yeah, it's not hard to run. I mean, both of us know this because we've had
It's
our
also not-
copies imported from Japan.
Which ones are the
Probably.
wait, there are fighting games and then there are also visual novels?
The original visual novel is just a visual novel.
Fighting games too, yeah.
The fighting games haven't really been imported to the States. We got Fate Extra, which is an a Persona or Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, it's definitely more RPG than anything.
And then Fate Extala, which just came out last year, or was it this year?
It
was
came
this
out
year, wasn't
this
it?
year. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
this year,
a
this year.
Dynasty Warriors-ish game.
Yeah, it's basically like Dynasty Warriors or Hyrule Warriors games. It's a Musou game. One person versus just a crowd of enemies that die when you just sneeze on them.
But yeah, regular Stay Night with its 3 routes, Hollow Ratia, and I think Apocrypha, they were all visual novels, right?
Apocrypha is a light novel, like Fate
Light
Zero.
novel, right. Blech, I'm stupid.
Basically, Apocrypha was the prototype for what became Grand Order.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually going to make a game based off it with all the different servants, but and they're also going to do an anime.
Have you watched
Ufotable
any of actual Grand Order? Like, isn't that an anime right
Yeah.
now?
It got a movie.
Oh, okay. I watched like 5 minutes, and I turned it off.
Okay,
I need to actually watch it.
A lot of Fate fans get pissed at it. It's just fun. It's goofy fun.
I need to actually watch it, but it wasn't even I wasn't pissed. I was just kind of bored for like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't make the first few minutes are like they have. It's literally just the opening for the game.
Mm.
It's just like, oh, you're in the caldera and all blah blah blah. We gotta protect the future. Blah 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 blah.
It showed up on Crunchyroll like a couple of months ago, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna watch this. And then like I watched it. I sat down.
Premiered at AX.
And future stuff and this stuff, and it's like I don't think this is Fate. I just kind of turned it off. I must be looking at something else.
Like it has a weird beginning, but after like the first 20 minutes, bam, they're in like.
Well, after playing,
You ever watch Community?
Mm.
You know, like the worst possible dimension joke they have in Community, the worst possible timeline or whatever. Basically, like out of all possible, every choice creates a different timeline.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, there's the worst possible timeline.
Mm-hmm.
In Fate Grand Order, they go to the worst possible timeline for the Fuki Great War.
Yeah, I am again
the one that Shiro and them are at.
After playing the mobile game for a little bit, I keep thinking like I need to go back and watch actual Grand Order.
Honestly, it's fun entirely just to see Ku be competent, or actually get to do something. My favorite whole heroic spirit actually get to do something good.
Like I was talking to Logan the other day. Just like
I need to do that.
He's brought up to me a couple times like that he doesn't like Grand Order.
Yeah,
and
he
was telling me why, and I was like, I don't really see anything. Oh, it's like I can see why you wouldn't like it, but that doesn't sound like it's a huge deal to me personally. So it's like, No, it feels like everyone I'm talking to is like, yeah, Grand Order is kind of whatever.
It's really weird.
It's just fun. It's like, it's. I can't really think of too many other ways to do a mobile Fate game. You're basically just collecting servants,
Just
and like
like,
anything could be a servant.
That's the biggest problem I think that me and Crow have with it is just like it kind of took away all of the grandeur as far as having a servant is concerned. Like, if literally anyone in all of history can be a servant, then it's not really a big deal anymore.
I mean, it's not like
Well,
they're
that's
going
like
for
special
iconic
people.
figures like Dracula or Elizabeth Bathory or Thomas Edison. These are impactful people whose names are known
Yeah.
worldwide.
They have
Yes,
legends
but
and
these
shit.
people also I don't remember like Shakespeare being able to cause gigantic concussor blasts and things like that.
Oh, well,
you know?
Shakespeare. Well, you're not gonna like Apocrypha because Shakespeare's a character.
Oh,
in
I
light
understand
novels.
that. Like, here's the thing. I
granted,
actually read through Apocrypha whenever it came out, and again,
Okay.
I didn't have as big of a problem with that as possible, which makes me a bit of a hypocrite. I think the big thing that both me
What?
and Crow need to understand, though, like again, I'm seeing through my own faults here. We both kind of have already done that. We both have already made it to where like pretty much anything can be a servant because we both have done games with this, and I think that's one reason why we hold these things on such a high pedestal because we expect them to be better than what we've done. You know, like
Yes.
we expect that things should be different, and whenever they go against their own lore, when they go against their own stuff they've already done, the only way they can bring it out is that, well, it's either this way because of fan service, or this way because of AU, or this way because we just really wanted to have a mobile game. The game itself is fun. The actual mobile game, I can't stop playing it. It's actually really fun.
But
I just
But
can't
again,
stand
like
the
something
concept.
me and you and Crow talked about this a couple weeks ago in a
Hey,
game.
new guy! Did you know we're the Phantom
Fate
Thieves?
is
Ryuji!
just a Naziverse in general is terrible. Just having the most bullshit excuses for breaking their own rules. They've been that way since day one.
Yeah.
Like they
What's
always
an
have some
example?
sort of
What's an
weird
example?
MacGuffin for a character to pop out and break the rules.
What's an example? I'm
Um,
actually curious. I don't really know if that was.
one was they keep saying how they talk about how Mana works in the first Fate game. Caster is a unique enough character to where she can break the rules and how Mana works. She just stores mana into this temple and just draws from it by killing people. That breaks something that they had already established in the Grail War.
Yeah, but at the
Said
same
she could
time,
break
that
the
was broken in the
rules.
actual original like stuff.
I know.
anyway.
Again, like I'm saying, they always come
They
up with.
always do that.
And that's
And
something
if they
that they
have
always do
in-character
in
reasons
Fate.
for it, I'm usually fine. But like when they have like, again, like several different like things breaking things all at once, like that's just the fact of you need the big thing. Like again, they broke it in the very first Fate, but one of the big things in the lore they did after they brought out Zero is that only Hassan can be an assassin.
Yeah, that was
The
another
reason
one.
that the reason
Okay.
that
Every other
uh,
assassin's a false
Do
assassin.
you have a problem with that? Because I
I
really
don't.
thought that
I
was
love
interesting.
the fact that there's other assassins.
No, I thought it was
really
good. I
do.
thought it was a really good concept.
I love the
Well,
fact there's other
see,
assassins, but the
but
fact that they don't give an explanation in most of Grand Order and anything like else that has other assassin servants, it's kind of weird. Like the explanation they
mean-
gave for the original Fate Stay Night is that, oh, this is a false servant that was summoned by another servant. They're not real. They're this. You know, that's why. Not to
doesn't True
mention, there's
Assassins show
also
up in Heaven's
technically a
Feel anyway?
Hassan in that war.
Blue doesn't
There's-
True Assassin actually show up in Heaven's
Yeah,
Feel anyway?
exactly. Yeah, there's actually technically also another Hassan in that war.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way Hawk was talking about it made it seem like because anytime that like this doesn't go just for Fate, it goes for anything. Like when they set up a rule and then they have a canonical way of breaking that rule and having it make sense, I think that's interesting and cool.
Oh, that's perfectly fine when they give an
Yeah, but-
explanation. But
A lot of
with
times
all
in
the other
Fate, they-
canons of
a lot of
all
times
the other
in
canons
just
of
the
Fate, other
Naziverse, they
than
don't.
Fate Stay Night, they haven't given an explanation.
And it also applies for like the Tsukihime series. They do that a lot in that. They'll just have something happen because like, well, we don't know how to explain this. This just happened.
Hmm
Like,
I don't know anything about that. But
Like that's
Like,
the,
that's one-
that's
that's
like
one of
the
the things
biggest,
that
that's like the
the
biggest thing
Fate
that always
series is-
gets me. Is like I'm fine if they can explain it, but when they just stop explaining it, that's whenever I start getting iffy with things.
Like, here's how it works. Here's why it's not as much of a deal breaker for me, I guess. They establish all these rules in Fate, but every character in Fate more or less just is always the exception to the rule.
Yeah, and that's why they're heroes. Like they're these great
Yeah.
figures. They're
I
always
know, but like they
the
keep saying
exceptions.
like, oh, servants can't do this, but they do anyway. Like Ku outright disobeying a command seal, or reinterpreting a command seal to suit his needs. That's something that shouldn't really be able to be done, but it does anyway, because his willpower is just that strong. It's something that shouldn't happen, but he made it happen.
Well, yeah,
When did
but
that
that's
happen? What-
individual servants being able to do it. Whenever an entire
Yeah.
group of something goes against something, that's whenever, again, the biggest thing I'm having a problem with is when they don't explain why for
I get
entire rule sets. They've changed the way magic's worked in several different iterations of the Nasuverse.
Well,
They've
for that doesn't matter because
changed-
it's alternate realities.
They've changed, and
Yeah,
even
like,
in the same, even in like, they've changed different the way that assassins are being able to be brought into the world, without explaining why. The biggest thing I can give complimentary to Grand Order is if you does anybody here have Hercules as a servant in Grand Order?
No, I got
If you go
what's his
and
name? I
read
got Darius.
Hercules' stuff, they actually explain why he doesn't have why he doesn't have his big crazy noble phantasm he had in the actual series. They explain that you as a master are not able to give him enough mana to be able to sustain all of his lives, which I thought was the coolest little like thing they could have ever done. Because in the canon of Fate Stay Night, the only master who could have made Hercules go out to be his full potential was Ilya.
Was Ilya, who's basically
So-
just pure mana.
With them saying this, with them putting this one little bit of text inside of Hercules' thing as to show him why he's not the greatest servant in the entire freaking game, because he should be. With them saying that one bit of text, it made everything better for me. If they could
The
just
Archer
explain
one? I will say
that's
something
one thing I
very
liked about,
simply like that, it make everything
That's one thing I
better
liked
for
about
me.
Apocrypha was that one of the servants basically just had made a homunculus farm to exploit the fact that people can't produce enough mana to, power him and the other servants.
Yeah.
Like, hey, homunculuses can be made and just
They're-
naturally produce mana. Let's just make a shit ton of homunculuses and drain them.
Was that what that was all about?
Yeah, they do that in the book. I haven't they
Some of
hint
the
at it a
Blade
little bit in
Works
the
that
first
was-
episode of the anime. I haven't seen the second episode yet.
The Blade Works kind of had something like that.
Yeah, like it
I
basically
never
works
knew
how
that
Castor was
was-
draining like elderly people's life forces and people's life forces from around Fuyusuki. I can't remember the name of the city. I'm confusing with a character from Evangelion because I just finished writing some Evangelion recently.
I still
Oh,
haven't seen
cool.
Ava.
We're talking. Is that the
Yuki.
Archer? Is that the Archer Hercules or something? Wasn't there an Archer one or something?
Hercules ideally could be summoned as an archer, but
I
Ilya
was, like,
summoned
on the
him
wiki
as a
once, and
berserker.
I saw him with an Archer image or something like that.
Yeah, like Hercules, according to Nasu, correct me if I'm wrong, Blue. He said like Hercules, the best way to summon him would be as an archer, because Hercules as a berserker doesn't have the intelligence to use half of his abilities. He just has the raw
The
strength.
worst possible way for him to have been summoned was as a berserker.
Yeah, because Hercules needs
I
the
don't
intelligence to
remember-
use
Are
other
you
stuff.
serious?
I don't
Yeah.
remember entirely if the best one was Archer, but I will. But I
I thought
do
he was
remember
because
them
Hercules
saying
was an
that
archer historically.
His most notable would have been Archer, yes, because then he would have had
Yeah.
access to his amazing fucking bow.
Yeah, which would have been his true noble phantasm.
Yes, he can't use it with as a berserker. He can't use a lot of things.
Yeah,
as a
he's just too
berserker.
dumb.
It's
Jesus
not
Christ,
just
was
that
he
he's too dumb. It's
effective?
just also that he just doesn't have the sanity required to actually be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do all this
Well-
Amy shit. I'm gonna do this. No, I'm gonna hit
Well, yeah,
things with
that's
this
that's
freaking
what I
club.
meant when I meant too dumb. He just like his mental state isn't
Yes.
capable.
He's pretty fucking. He's,
Berserker
like
was the
fucking
worst way to
coordinated.
summon Hercules.
Yeah, And that makes
but
him
also
even
you
more
have to admit-
terrifying.
Although he could not, I believe he cannot at all be summoned as a caster, though.
No, he
And
can't.
he can be summoned as
Hercules has
anything
no
but.
ability as caster.
Yes,
He can be
anything
summoned
but
as
caster.
a.
So if you take caster out of the equation, the worst he could have been summoned as a berserker.
I think they said his best, like his three best were Archer, Rider, and then Saber.
Rider was actually really far up there. Like they were saying that
Which
Hercules
surprised
Rider
me.
would have been really good.
It's just interesting. 'cause
I would have
like,
loved
the
to have seen
Berserk-
Hercules Assassin, to be honest.
Yeah,
Maybe
I thought they
give
had that
him
one pretty low on the
give him
list.
abilities based on like the monsters that he have killed.
That'd be cool.
That
I thought
would've
they
been
put his assassin form very low on the list. Like,
Oh yeah,
not
definitely.
as low as
Like
caster
it
or
wouldn't
berserker,
have
but
been like anything humongous, but like
They
I'm just
still
saying
be
it would have been
huge, though.
interesting.
what were we saying, Eric?
I don't even fucking remember.
Oh, sorry.
But no, going back to what we were saying though, guys, I
We get
completely agree
excited
with you
about
guys.
fate.
I love it
Yeah, I can
whenever they
tell.
actually do have things that break the rules. I absolutely adore it whenever they do things like that because it makes it
I
really
like when they actually
interesting.
explain it.
I 100%
What's the
agree with you
example
guys
you're
on
talking about where they don't do that in Fate?
Again,
I think the only one who doesn't ever.
I honestly.
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
I think the only one who doesn't ever actually break the rules and lets you consider the command seal thing like in UBW, I think the only one who doesn't really break the rules in most of the arcs is Lancer.
Yeah.
He's like, this is
Again,
my
I
abilities, this is how things work, and that's all they do. He's probably the simplest servant.
Yeah.
Also,
Again,
one
like
of the
I'm just
coolest.
talking about the Nasu verse in general,
Mm.
but my mind keeps going more honestly more thinking about more towards like stuff from Tsukihime.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Same guy.
But I don't know that.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I want to recommend the anime, but it's just very mediocre. It's really poorly paced. That's what kills it. It just has really poorly paced, and they couldn't really decide on the direction to take it. They try to throw in stuff from all the routes, and it just comes off very uneven. The
I
most
wish-
interesting characters kind of get put to the back.
I wish that we could see a true Fate route as an anime. However,
Oh, I
if we
agree.
were to see that, I think it would be too small. Because there's not a lot
Honestly,
that actually goes on in the true Fate route.
If I was ufotable, I'd just go for a movie, a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I think a 2-hour movie would be
think
perfect
you
for
can
the
do it.
original Fate route. But
Because you don't
for
even
what
encounter
we
all the
have-
servants in the Fate route.
For what we have,
They do like a 12 episode
if you
one?
ever wanted to see the true Fate route
Maybe.
without having to play the game, for what we have, I think it did good enough.
Yeah, the Dean series did fine.
For anybody who wants to actually go and see the Dean series, like it's not horrible. It's dated. It's not horrible.
Also, you can buy the Dean series brand new for $20.
Oh yeah, I have it.
It's,
I own the Dean series.
It's easily affordable and in print, whereas the Unlimited Blade Works is really fucking expensive.
Fucking Christ, you're right.
Because
it is.
Aniplex.
Yeah, because
When-
Aniplex.
I remember when Zero came out, Aniplex was charging like $300 for the first season of Zero.
Holy crap!
Subbed.
Absolute fucking garbage.
Subbed. Not even they didn't even have the dub produced yet.
Oh,
Bullshit.
people are freaking crazy, dude.
My reaction was, well, I guess I'm not parroting Fate Zero.
I have Fate Zero, but I don't have Unlimited Blade Works like I want.
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase. Like I was going to eventually do Fate Zero, but then Fate Zero came out. I'm like, this is really funny. I'll just wait until Unlimited Blade Works comes out because I already know what I want to do with that anyway.
Yeah.
Because I love Fate Zero, but Fate
Did you have
takes
thoughts
itself way too seriously.
before UBW came out in like actual like episodes? Did you have thoughts of what you wanted to do because of the movies or because of the game?
But the game.
Mm.
I had pretty much everything. I had literally everything planned out before the anime even came out.
Mm.
I've only had to adjust a little bit here and there.
I remember
But-
two. Oh, sorry. I think two of them.
What we're saying?
Then Alex can.
Yeah, I had like everything planned out for everybody more or less.
Well,
I knew
looking at
because you
looking
pretty
at
much
my,
guess there are some scenes that are gonna make it series, so I could even write ahead.
Mhm. Well, looking at my stream, we've been going on for about an hour and a half now. I think this is probably a pretty good time for us to start ending off. But
Yep.
this was really cool. I actually got people to actually stay in and talk to me a little bit more, and it was really cool meeting you today, Aaron.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you seemed like a fucking awesome person, dude.
Dude, you have some really like, again, for just knowing about Fate, you have some pretty cool ideas and like different things I can bounce off of from the from just the Fate universe. Same thing with you, Hawk. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted so much when it came to the actual stream I want to do with you guys.
I really want to do it too. I should be able to be more free soon once I move.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys about it. Maybe we'll do it in like a week or so.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. But I hope everybody out there enjoyed the post stream with mostly just us. Aaron was here for a little bit, but it was really fun. It was really fun game. The Fate series itself is a very fun series. If you want to get more into it, again, I would say that even if you can't recommend starting it or recommend going into it, that we all don't consider the Dean series bad.
No, not at all.
Like it's definitely dated.
Like
I would say if you watch
to me.
Unlimited Blade Works first and then go and watch that, you're gonna be like probably maybe disappointed. Like,
I
just
would say
comparatively.
if you're ever gonna watch the Dean series, if you're not gonna play the game and you want to watch the Dean series, watch it first. Because if you can't go back to it, there wouldn't be a real way to go back to it. I don't think.
After the beauty that is Unlimited Blade Works,
like after you go Ufotable, you can't go Dean. I mean,
oh no way.
But at the same time, you also get all of the shocks, all of the awes. You get to meet the characters. They get much more fleshed out in the other versions.
I honestly recommend. I also recommend watching the Dean version before Fate Zero.
It's actually probably
I think I completely agree with you. I'd say if you were to watch anything, like in any order, I would say the Dean should be first, just because it's how you're introduced to the characters. You may not like Shiro, you may not like a couple of the characters how they're portrayed, but they get better in other iterations. You could then go to
the story's
then
fresh.
At that point either go to the Unlimited Blade Works movies or head straight to Zero at that point.
I was gonna say, like, if you watch that one first, I would do Fate Zero next, and then Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah.
Where would you think to put the movies, guys? Would you put the movies in there, or would you just say skip the movies and go for the show and go for the
movies? Are just like
it's a supplementary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a retelling of the series, right? It's not like a.
It was their attempt to do Unlimited Blade Works, and it was very mediocre.
I haven't watched the movies, so.
The Dean Unlimited Blade Works movies, it's awkward. Like, hey, we need to go find so and so. Very next scene, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they have to condense it.
They condensed the second longest arc into an hour-and-a-half movie. But one of the benefits to watching the Dean series is that a lot of the twists and story things will be fresh. Like, a friend of mine wanted to know, he wants to start watching Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. He doesn't even know who Saber is. He has none of that stuff spoiled for him.
Then definitely Dean.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to watch Dean, but he's always heard the negative reputation. He's like, can I just watch Unlimited Blade Works? I'm like, well, and this is actually, I think, a weakness of the Ufotable.
It's a weakness of not having a good Saber route.
Basically,
like it's a weakness of not having a good Stay Night route out there right now.
What I was going to say, though, was Ufotable treats Unlimited Blade Works assuming as if they basically assume that you've already seen Zero.
Mm.
It is treated as a direct sequel to Fate Zero.
Yeah.
Which I think the way the original visual novel is... Well, for me, the way the novel's structured... I mean, the visual novel is structured, it takes away a little bit of the mystique of the story and the arcs.
Unlimited Blade Works is a really good arc in the original game. Although, if I were to consider any of the three routes, again, a quote-unquote canon route or a quote-unquote true route, it wouldn't be Unlimited Blade Works.
No.
That's the one that gives
Ren all her stuff.
It was a very
It's good, especially if you like Ren, because it's the only one that gives Ren and Archer moments.
Yeah, definitely. That didn't happen too much in the the original
I mean,
Fate route.
it is Archer's route, though. Archer does have the best line in the Dean anime.
I want to know. I actually
Archer had such a good freaking showing in the Dean anime. And I love how at the end of a certain episode, you see a certain item after a certain someone does a certain thing. So it's they showed a lot of clues. They showed enough that where if you did know anything about the game, you were like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing."
That's the thing about. I know we're trying to wrap up here, but one last thing is I didn't learn. I'd seen. Do they reveal? I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna try not to spoil it. I'm gonna ask you guys like indirectly. Do they reveal the thing about Archer in the original anime?
They do not.
Yeah,
They-
like I didn't
again-
know. I did not know who he was until like Buddy told me before.
They
I
did
watched
not in the
the
Dean
videos.
anime. They implied some things, especially with a certain scene at the end of a certain episode. But they didn't. They
Like
didn't say
they
it.
have Saber training someone, and she gets pissed off that someone is adopting someone else's style instead of her own. She's like, "What the fuck? This is insulting to me, damn it!"
I love
happened in
talking
Unlimited
about
Blade
the
Works,
Dean
too.
anime like it's
It
still
does.
spoilery.
Even though it's 11 years old.
I know, it's so good though. It's so good to talk about it like that again. But yes,
I mean, you're talking about people who haven't seen it the first time going and then finding
I
all
know,
the fucking
right?
secrets and
If-
shit, so.
Yeah.
we recommend seeing the Dean anime first, even if it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 26 episode series. I think.
Yeah, it's
It's not going to be the worst
Yeah, it's only 26.
part of your time. I guarantee you've seen worse animes. I guarantee you've seen a worse anime than Dean.
At the very least, it has a lot of good, goofy moments for every character, so it's a little bit lighter than the other adaptations.
I do agree with them as well.
I
At that point, go to Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. Watch the other stuff as supplementary things, the movies and other things like that.
And Carnival Phantasm?
Carnival Phantasm, you should watch it immediately right now. No, watch Carnival
It is
Phantasm
amazing.
after you've got a good grip on the characters. Like
Yeah.
you could watch that at any point. Honestly, you could watch it after Dean. Don't watch it before Dean. You could watch it after Dean, after
Yeah.
Zero, after UBW. You could watch some Tsukihime or something in between, maybe to it.
Just
You can
every
watch it
other
at any
episode.
point.
If you don't watch Tsukihime, every other episode of Carnival Phantasm, you'll be very confused.
Crow, what are you doing in here? We're ending things off.
Yo, what up?
After
Say, this is a
Extreme.
good point. We're gonna put you on the spot. Would you recommend going in that order? Dean, Zero, and then UBW?
Yes, because if you watch Zero or UBW first, your expectations for what Fate should be will be too high for Dean to satiate you. Also, it's a good starting point in general, even though the third fourth of the anime kind of falls apart. But the first the first two fourths and the last fourth are fine.
So you don't necessarily even need to watch Dean if like if you're not
but you
super
can-
into the idea of it, then just you don't fucking have to. You can just do Zero then Unlimited
You don't
Blade Works.
have to, but
I actually think Zero works better as the last thing you watch, no matter what you're starting with.
really,
Because because I find that the dramatic irony of knowing where the characters are ending up and like knowing what comes of it adds to Zero.
so you're saying Dean UBW's in Zero?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
did
if
have-
you
I
wanna-
did-
or if you want to get crazy, you could go Dean Zero UBW. That way you get Dean, and then like it's your starting point, and you're not disappointed by it later. Then you get Zero, and you get to like see the ideals that built up
that's
Shiro.
what it
Because in the Dean anime, Shiro kind of he rides out those ideals. He doesn't learn from them. He carries Kitasuga's ideals forward, and he becomes what he becomes. And then if you do Zero after that, and you get to like learn about that stuff and see where he came from, also you then understand Saber better from that perspective. It's better.
that's
and
the
then
best
UBW
part I
can
can
then
say
be
about the
seen as
Dean anime. We don't have an actual route. We don't have an actual like stay night route out there. And if you don't watch original Dean, you don't get a lot of Saber.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
order I would more or less
that's a
recommend.
problem.
I did
You
recently
also-
have a friend who went through, like they basically started with Unlimited Blade Works because I told him Zero's a prequel that reveals some stuff. The fact that
Wow, they started with UBW.
the fact that Ufotable treats UBW as a direct sequel to Zero, really hurt his viewing experience.
I don't know if they do.
And
I don't know if I agree
would,
with that.
well, I wouldn't have recommended he do it that way. Then.
Yeah,
No,
I
like,
wouldn't have recommended
he
starting
wanted
from the
to
latest
because he
thing.
heard it came. He was like, "Oh, hey, that's where the original game was from, right? Yeah.
Oh,
okay, I'll start with that. Don't you want to do 0? No, I'll just do that."
The Drow79 says now that Crow's here, ask about doing the Fate podcast. I've been mentioning this on my channel for quite a while about getting you, Hawk, and Doctor together for the Fate podcast. What do you say about that, Crow?
I'm willing to do it. It just depends on like when.
Yeah, we need to get a day for it. He's perfectly willing to. I'd asked him first. He thought it was a great idea. The biggest problem,
we're all willing. Our
I've been
schedules are
telling
weird.
them, the biggest problem, like I've been telling them, Crow, is that our opinions on things usually line up. There are some things we completely disagree with each other with, but most of the things in
the stuff
Fate,
we disagree with tends to be semantic, though.
yes.
Like, but yeah.
Like that's why I wanted Doc and Hawk in there originally, just because we wanted people with other thoughts. I mean, I'd hope that at that point we wouldn't like drown them out.
I mean, if it's just you and me in there, then who are we gonna tell they're wrong?
No, I mean, if it makes you feel better, you can just like tweet me every day. You're wrong, Hulk. You don't have to say what about, just that you are.
It's true.
That I am.
I'll just go into your cooking streams and say you're doing it wrong.
I miss doing those really bad.
Hey man, you're getting a place again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But yes, we have gone on for quite a bit for the post game. We have Crow joining us for the last little bit of it. We have all pretty much said, almost completely unanimously go into the Dean anime. If you hate it, then you can skip it, but give it a chance. Go through it, at least go through a little bit of it. Crow seems to think that like the third, fourth of it might be a little bit off, but if you've made it to that point, then you can probably either finish it at that point or you could go into
where they
something
start
else.
trying to mash things. That's where they're like, let's do Heaven's Feel.
I mean,
then not.
Best idea, go and import the game because we can't say to go pirate it.
I mean, it's Deco's stream, so I say go pirate it. So Deco ends up on a watch list.
Fuck! How could you?
I mean,
really
if you could buy it legally from a bona fide pirate, that sounds pretty cool to me.
Yar.
Yeah. Ask him for a spare peg leg. I'm sure he has one.
Yarg.
But yes, with that, guys, we had a very good time at game today. We talked in length about some theories that we may have for our new friend Toby. Letting you know, Crow.
Oh.
We have talked in length on theories that we had and all kinds of stuff like that, but you missed them all, and I'm gonna have to go.
Oh.
So.
No, what did you say?
With all of that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Tomorrow we're gonna be having my 1,000 sub special stream with a special game people have been telling me to stream for quite a while. And next week we'll go back to Nat19. That's gonna be fun.
I want to know what your theories are.
Tell you after.
But yeah.
Did he is actually Satan?
Oh.
Spoilers. But until next time, guys, you guys have any closing statements?
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Until next time, guys, later days.